It's Gab. I'm here with my old friend and co-reviewer James.
Hello.
We've done some reviews together before. Funnily, is that a word?
Funnily,
the last one we did was Red. That was several months ago. And now we're talking about
Red State.
Red State, which I didn't get to see, but James did. So we're lucky to have him to tell us about it. Latest Kevin Smith, very different Kevin Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And also different in the sense that you may not be able to just go out and check this out at your local Cineplex. Why don't you fill us in on the whole story, not just the plot of the movie, but the background of Red State?
Yeah, so he made this film for about $4 million with private investors. It's been 7 years in the making. It was really hard to get it made.
$4 million.
Yeah. Yes.
So very
Budget,
sort of a
yeah.
passion project for him, I guess,
Yeah.
on the sly kind of thing.
Yeah, it was something he was really into. It's so different than anything he's ever done, and he admits that. He talks about it all the time. He decided to release it on his own in the States. So he's been taking, I think he did 15 different theaters all over the States, and then he sold it to a company to distribute in Canada, which he went on a 5-day tour actually this past week.
Which you got to
see. 5 different
and a Q&A.
cities and
Pretty
stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and he usually does a Q&A after when he's doing it in the States. He brought people in, like John Goodman, some of the cast, and it is a little more money. It's because it's a Q&A as well, so about $50. So it's way different release. Some of the theaters don't really like that, so it's hard to get it in different places. But
yeah, it's been controversial the way
yeah.
that he's released or not really released it, but it's coming to different platforms that you will be able to see it on, like pay-per-view, video on demand, and also still circulating in theaters.
Yeah, I think he's going to release
afterwards.
it. He said like every other week he would release it to one theater here and there, so hopefully he'll do it.
So Kevin Smith's fans, or if you just heard about it and you kind of like the genre, you think you've just heard things that have piqued your interest, you have a chance to check it out. But James is going to tell us a little bit more about the movie itself.
Yeah.
See if it's for you or not. It was for you.
Oh yes,
okay,
I love
tell
it
us.
so much. It's so not comedy at all, and I was sitting there and it was hard to believe it was a Kevin Smith film sometimes. It was heavily influenced, and he admits it, by Quentin Tarantino and the Coen brothers. So it has a little, similarities of the way it's done, the way it's shot. Some people call it a horror. It has horror aspects, but it's more thriller.
Can you tell us the plot just really brief?
So it's these 3 teenagers are go to what they think is gonna make love to a woman.
A rendezvous that they had arranged.
Rendezvous that they arranged, like on the internet. It was an ad, but it was actually they were lured into this. So they were drugged, and then they wake up and they're in this church, and there's a church service going on, and it's based on
not a normal church.
No, it's based on loosely based on
not that I know much about churches, but
yeah, Fred Phelps in the West Baptist Church over in Kansas, I think, and they protest like funerals of homosexuals or funerals of soldiers, and they think God hates everyone and all this stuff.
Hardcore.
So it's like really hardcore religion.
They think they're doing God's work, but they're really like the villains of the story.
And then this is even one step higher than what it's loosely based on.
Right.
And then it's kind of almost like 3 parts, and then some agents come in, and there's a firefight and all.
John Goodman is the main good guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. It's hard to believe that he's that good. He was just really cool, and the dialogue's awesome. It still has a Kevin Smith feel in some ways with the dialogue and stuff. Like you can and it's even funny sometimes, even when it shouldn't be funny.
So it's sort of that mixed genre, a little bit like sort of suspense, but subversive. It's got the humor.
Yeah.
So Kevin Smith fans would appreciate it?
I think so. Anyone that we were there in a theater of like 200 people or more, and everyone loved it. Everyone was excited about it. So they would. And I also think...
what about like the Saw lovers?
It's not really torture. It's not torture at all. So it wouldn't be like that kind of horror fans. It would be more like thriller, more like people that like Tarantino stuff. And
There's a few of those people out there.
And if you don't mind some violence, because there is some
Right.
violence in it, but it's not like torture. Like some people thought it might have been like a torture horror, but it's not at all.
It sounds like a nice mix, which I like.
Yeah.
Maybe these days, it's
Yeah, it is,
refreshing
and
to
I'm
have.
excited for you to
can't
see it, to see what
Like
you
it.
like.
Well,
to
I'm
think,
excited too.
right?
I hope
So-
I get the chance, and
Yeah.
it sounds like something that you guys should seek if it sounds like it's up your alley. Pay-per-view, video on demand, maybe theater,
Theater,
depending what
eventually.
city you're
Yeah.
in. Google it. Well, I'm glad you got to see it because you were
I
excited.
was so happy.
and
On the
I'm,
edge of my seat the whole time.
I'm glad you got to
so,
tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for watching.
Bye.